Greetings and salutations, dear viewers. This is Alden Foodry, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Octopath Traveler. So, when we last left off, we had entered the Mirkwood, and we're kind of trying to figure our way through this maze. I did do a little bit of skill grabbing afterwards, because I know that coming up, we're gonna need some magic. So, to kind of help facilitate that, I went ahead and spent a few job points on Ophelia running the Scholar sub-job to get her a lot more firepower under her belt, so to speak. But in doing so, we managed to gather the Elemental Augmentation support skill for her. So now we have given her that to give her a bit of a boost to her magical attack power, which is going to come in very handy with this next boss. And I believe the boss that I'm looking for is somewhere around here. So let's... And I've actually managed to find a very useful trick to dealing with a lot of these annoying monsters. And yes, the path that we were looking for is actually over this way. Now, I believe... And that takes care of that. Okay, so there is a path through here. And with that being said, I'm going to see if I can drop evasive maneuvers to see if we can do this without running into a ridiculous amount of enemies. And there's another. Aha. Okay, so, ooh, Psychic Staff. That actually might be rather useful. Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit more useful for Ophelia. So we will run that. And that is our destination. However, we did miss a locked treasure chest back here, so I'm going to go back for that. I mean, this is not the locked treasure chest, but I also want this. And another battle complete. So, again, we want to kind of go back this way and make our way up here to this little locked treasure chest. Again, thank you, Therion. Clarity Stone. That might actually come in handy later against certain enemies and bosses. What exactly does that do again? Clarity Stone. Prevents confusion. That actually might come in handy later, because there are certain bosses that will cause confusion. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep this in for now. Just so I can kind of go over a bit about what my strategy here is.
I will cut you down.
Basically,
I'll do my best.
I like having a Scholar on tap at all times, just because Scholars are ridiculously useful for breaking enemies, as you can clearly see. And one of the nice things that we can do is stuff like this, with Merchant and Scholar combined. Do a little bit of boosting, donate BP, and we can actually make use of that to get Ophelia's boost ability back to where it needs to be to do a ridiculous amount of damage. Like, Ulbricht can do a decent amount with this,
My turn.
but now I don't really need the all-powerful AoE attack, so I can just use a standard single target and do more damage.
I am not.
So that's kind of like how I tend to try and go through a lot of these fights, especially if they have exploitable elemental weaknesses that are easy to deal with. And this will be our last treasure chest. Ooh, 5,000 leaves. I will definitely take that. Money, money, money. So, with that being said, let's pop into our inventory. Everyone is fully healed, as you can see, but we do need to get our SP back to a more respectable level. So with that being said, we will go ahead and save beforehand. And let's switch out that support skill because I am probably going to want Evil Ward a lot more than I am going to want evasive maneuvers right now. But let's go save us a kid. Where'd you go, Fido? How far in here am I? You didn't bother to check that. God dang it, Emil.
Emil!
Oh great, now I've got to rescue 2 of them.
Daryl?
Give me a look.
You idiot!
Okay, to be fair, Daryl's actually got a bit of a point. It's not exactly safe in here.
Are you serious?
Forget the bang dog!
But
That kinda sounded like a dog, but I don't think that's the one we're looking for.
Emil!
Run, you idiots, run! Good doggy.
Damn!
Why are you putting yourself in front of it? This is a job for
No
grown-ups.
time for rest! Oh. Such a relief. You mustn't push
Time
yourself.
for animal control. Now, if only we could be on our way. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
I'll not lose to you.
This is not an easy fight.
How about you?
Not even gonna lie. This is a very tough fight.
Beginning.
Out of my way.
Let's see. I forget what this thing is exactly weak to. But that being said, let's go ahead and increase Ophelia's defense for now
do my
because
best.
I am not gonna want that thing trying to pop off any actual like super moves.
How about you?
Okay. So we're kind of just let's see. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna want to do this because this thing attacks twice in a turn. I don't like that.
I'll do my best.
Let's see. Was this thing weak to ice or lightning? I can't remember.
Ice, splinter, and storm.
Okay, so actually it looks like it might be both.
Come in, if thou darest.
It might actually be weak to both. Let's see. With that being said, what can I do? Ah, leg hold trap.
Better than a snare.
So we'll go ahead and drop that and try to... Oh, that's not good. It's already... Alright, let's do the lion dance. And give him a bit of a boost.
Victory! My blade is unbending!
And... let's use
Watch
cross
my
strike.
blade dance.
There we go. That's what we're talking about.
Well then,
That's what we want. And
prepare yourself.
we will do
Oh,
this.
sacred light.
Okay, so we're making some decent dents into him now. Okay, so we did close to 10k just in that one round.
Over here.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
And we actually blinded it, so that's gonna definitely help. So... let's see. Yeah, I might just wait on that one for now. And let's see, what am I gonna want to do? No, not that. Nope, untamable. Do I have anything that might work? Okay, this actually will work. There we go.
Victory shall be mine.
Okay, so now we can actually start working on dealing with this. Alright, so we're gonna try to break him a little bit. And let's go ahead and drop armor corrosive
I see your defenses.
and drop his defense a little bit. And I'm gonna try and see if...
That's true.
okay, so yes, lightning is his other weakness. Sharpened claws. Oh, that's not good.
Out of my way.
Yeah, that's definitely not good. Let's do lion dance on ourselves.
The battle is truly joined.
And let's see. Yeah, this should work, because that way we can have
What
him
next?
boosted. Or once we break him, we'll be able to actually like really wail into him.
Time to rest.
So let's do a little rest.
Well then,
We will. Yeah, we better just do a closet heal for now.
Too slow.
What next?
Yep, and that blindness is working very greatly in our favor. Okay,
One for all.
so that should handle
Out
that.
of my way.
There we go.
Victory.
Actually, let's see. I do have 1,000 spears. It's a little costly, but it'll get us a break
Death by 1,000 cuts.
that we desperately need right now.
well then,
Okay. So we got the heal. And is there anything else we can do? Alright, so we'll just do standard attack just to get a little extra damage in. That way, this time,
My blade is
we can
unbending.
wail
Watch
on
my
him.
blade dance.
Hopefully, this will actually finish him.
My turn.
Because with his defenses down, we should be able to do some real damage. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
here I go. Oh, sacred light.
There we go. And there we go. Easy peasy.
The hunt ends.
If you allow that thing to actually like use its full skill set, it can get kind of rough, to be perfectly honest. So my first playthrough facing off against this thing was brutal.
Wow!
Because it does have abilities that can lower your physical attack as well as inflict terror and lower your defense.
Oh!
It also has
Come
a
on.
ability, once you get it down to a certain
But-
health level, that will let it attack 3 times in one turn. You do not want to let it get to that level,
Oh!
because it can and will wreck you if given the shot. But with that being said, we have defeated the beast, and he actually managed to find the brooch.
Emil.
Such a relief.
There we go.
Thanks.
Happy ending after all.
Now then.
Now let's get the heck out of this place. I'm thinking that our next destination will be Goldshore to handle Alphen's Chapter 2.
Huh?
Go on. Say it. Say it. And they're gonna be friends again. Happy days all around. Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry.
it really is true, the phrase misery loves company. I can understand this. Like, when somebody loses somebody that's that close to them, like their parent or a sibling, you kind of want to just spread the hurt around because you feel so miserable about it. It's even worse and amplified many times if you had a very deep and close relationship with that individual. So,
Emil.
yes, like, I can understand where Daryl is coming from, just as Ophelia can. Because I have dealt with this on a personal level as well. So let's hear us some travel banter. I think he's always quiet. I don't think so, Ophelia. It just reminded him of something. My childhood wasn't a happy one. Better off not hearing the detail. Oh, well, now I'm curious. No, I'm not the only one with an uplifting past. Yeah, that's actually kind of true. Most of the characters have a very sketchy and, well, not so much sketchy, but kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a bit of a rough past. Just putting it out there. But with that done, we can switch things up a little bit because I think Ulbrich is the only one who hasn't done a travel banter for this particular chapter. So we'll go ahead and swap out Hanet for Tressa, and we will actually keep the rest of the party the same for now. Though once Ulbrich is out, I will probably swap him for Primrose. Would probably be my best guess. And we actually managed to swipe that with little trouble.
I have returned, Your Excellency.
Here we go.
Welcome back, Sister Ophelia. And how did you find our humble town?
It is a fine place, Your Excellency, with fine children who will surely lead it to a bright future.
Aww. Ophelia.
Children, you say?
Yes.
I am not sure of what you speak, but it seems you had a pleasant encounter in Saintsbridge today. Your smile beams as bright as the flame.
Now, I've never been a very religious
Mighty Elfric brought
person.
fire down
Like,
from
I
the
have my
heavens
own spiritual
and carried
beliefs,
it to
but I
every
feel
court.
like the Church of the
Every
Sacred
20 years,
Flame
one of our
is
faithful
actually
sets off on
not
the
a bad
kindling,
church.
following in
Despite,
his footsteps.
like, obviously most churches, it does have its bad eggs, as we saw in Primrose's Chapter 2. But still,
It is
like,
said that the
it
ember
does seem
born
like the
during the rite
practitioners are
reflects the
very
heart of the
kind-hearted.
flame bearer who carries it.
The heart of the flame bearer?
20 years ago, when the Archbishop brought us his ember, I recall that his flame burned bright and strong, full of vigor and passion.
Oh.
The fire that you have brought us, Sister Ophelia, to my eyes, it looks to be a warm and gentle flame.
I see.
I know not which children you met, but I have no doubt your kindness was a comfort to them as well.
You are far
So
too
the
kind, Your
first
Excellency.
flame takes on the
I only
properties
hope
of
that
the
I have
flame
helped in some
bearer
small way.
to an extent. This is interesting lore that seems a little bit
Hey, Emil, did you find that
interesting
brooch?
when you think about it, and it's something that you might
I
overlook.
Sure did. We found it in the woods.
What?
The woods? You actually went in? But there are all kinds of nasty beasts in there.
You bet there were. But that sister from the church kicked the living snot out of him. It was friggin' outrageous, wasn't it, Emil?
It sure was.
Now see, I use the word friggin' a lot, both like during my
Living
streams
snot, huh?
and like in real life.
Sister.
But surprisingly, when I was a
True,
child,
though, isn't it?
I actually got in trouble for saying it.
Aw,
Even
I
though
wish
it
I
was
could've
like
seen
my
it
way
too.
of avoiding saying the actual F word. Like my
beast.
family still considered it just as bad as the F word.
No, sister here beating it into a bloody pulp.
Now, just a second.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, Sister Ophelia's friggin' outrageous, isn't she, Emil?
Looks like we got
She
some
really
fans.
is.
Oh, why do you two get to have all the fun? You better tell me all about it.
I do believe my work here is done. And with that, I should journey on to Goldshore.
Like, okay, I'll say it after we're done here. But Sister Ophelia leaves St. Bridge behind, her journey far from over, with one last prayer to the sacred flame of this land, that it might bring happiness to the children living here. She embarks for Goldshore, a town in the coastlands. There, the second church awaits her on her journey. But yes, like, of the party members, I feel like there are 3 that would be the ones that I would be most likely to want to, like, sit down at a bar or a restaurant and just, like, have a few pints with. The first one is Alphen, just because he seems like that kind of a chill dude. Ophelia is the second one. Just because of like how big sisterly she is and how kind she is, I feel like I would get along well with her. Because of her generosity and her caring heart. But then the last one that I feel like I would get along with in a social situation is surprisingly Ulbrich, because I can kind of understand where he comes from and why he's searching for a reason why he does what he does now. But I also really admire his sense of honor and chivalry, like a real knight. So those would be my top 3 picks for someone to just like sit down and have a pint with at the club or something. I mean, obviously, like, I would get along with Tressa, but I feel like she's a little young for that, being under the age to actually drink alcohol here. But with that, we have finished Ophelia's chapter 2. And, as I mentioned before, we will likely be going to Goldshore to do Alphen's next chapter. So we go ahead and pop in back here. So we'll do Tale for Another Day. Actually, we'll go ahead and go to the inn and kind of just sit here and look around. Take a nice little rest. And then we'll pop into the tavern to swap out some party members. Like I said, we're probably going to want to go ahead and swap out Ulbrich and put Alphen in. And then let's go ahead and put Primrose in, because I feel like Primrose would do good. At least starting out. This is probably going to be our party for a good chunk of Alphen's Chapter 2. But let's go ahead and get over here to the save point and save us a game. Because that is probably going to be it for this time. Because I don't really want to actually like start Alphen's Chapter 2 until the next episode. So this is a little bit of a shorter episode, but we did make some good progress. But next time we will go ahead and dive into Alphen's Chapter 2 in Goldshore and find out what he is going to be doing as an apothecary. But until that time, this is Alden Foodry signing off. Farewell.